think less. Stop overthinking. Control your mind. How? I will show you on how to live. Knowledge and skills needed to create the life you want, the best experience of life possible. And in today's society, we more and more suffer from overthinking, suffer from thinking too much. So how do we think less? How do we stop overthinking? How do we control our mind? How you control your mind, your thoughts? That has become a big problem, such a huge problem, that people go to all sorts of lengths to try and resolve it, even for a very short period of time, like they're just looking for oblivion. Get away from the thoughts, oblivion, by any means possible. Any possible substances, activities, whatever there is, to just knock yourself out even for a short period of time. But we all know it works just for that short period of time, and then it comes back, and then you have to knock yourself out again and again and use more and more what you were using already. More substances, more activities, more this, more that. It's just a never-ending cycle of struggle. So is there a better way to think less, to stop overthinking, to control your mind? Yes, there is a better way. There are actually two ways that really work. There are many other ways that just work for short periods of time, as I mentioned, but these two ways, once you adopt them, once you understand them and use them on a regular basis, they really work permanently. And you never get back to the state of anxiety because of being a slave or a victim of your thoughts. So what are these two things that you can do to permanently erase overthinking, being a slave to your thoughts? Number one, understand, then ignore. Number two, go beyond. So let's start with number one. You have to understand what the thinking is. You think of yourself as this, thinker. Oh my God, I've got all these beautiful thoughts, innovative thoughts, whatever thoughts. I am a thinker, and I'm really proud of that. But in reality, it is your brain that does the thinking. It is not you. Your brain is programmed by a program that was not written by you. You did not even have a tiny little input into a creation or writing of that program, okay? Brain does its job by itself without your input. It's got a memory bank that's got everything, all the data, everything that's ever happened to you, occurred to you, that you heard, that you saw, or whatever else, a bit of collective memory, and then it just connects between all different parts of the brain. That's all there is. Nothing else. It is not you who does the thinking, it is the brain. What you do is you suffer the thinking. Now, of all these thoughts that come out of the brain's activity, because the brain's activity is the thoughts. The thoughts. Mine is the thoughts, nothing else but the thoughts. These thoughts can be expressed as a thought or as a bodily sensation, a feeling or emotion, but these are all thoughts. These are all the activity of the brain. That's all the mind is, brain activity. Once you understand that, and once you understand that you are not the thinker, that it's actually the brain that does the thinking, and you are just sort of observing these thoughts coming and going and doing what you want with them and not being the thoughts, then you relax totally. You do not jump on the thoughts, you just ignore the thoughts because you're not you who is producing them. It's the brain who is producing them without your input. And among all these thoughts, maybe a few percent are useful. And the vast majority of these thoughts are pure rubbish. So just ignore them. Ignore. And when you want something, when you need something to think about, when it's important for your practical survival, then you focus just on that one thing. And ignore everything else. Ignore all the rubbish. Ignore. Once you understand that, and once you separate yourself from from your brain, from the thoughts, the activity of your brain, you can assume control of it by understanding and ignoring, and then just focusing exactly on what you want to think about and the way you want to think about it, and ignore everything else. Understand, then ignore. It works permanently. Once you get it, once you adopt it, once you practice it on a regular basis all the time, you will never ever go back to being a victim of your thoughts, of your brain. So this is the way number one, and there is a way number two, which is go beyond. As I always say, and I've got a lot of videos about this on my channel, and I also recommend other people with other channels with the videos that show you the way. The experiences, or the way you experience yourself is twofold. One is the experience that comes by the five senses, bodily senses. And the other is the inner experience that is not connected with your body senses, with your brain, with anything that's connected with your body. Any organ, any senses, anything. Totally beyond that. It's an inner perception. And once you're able to connect with yourself, your true self, and to connect with that inner perception, you will go totally beyond the thoughts. Absolutely. The thoughts do not exist in this other perception, in this other inner perception. And once you go and find the space inside you, and it's in all of us, and it's not difficult to reach, it goes through silence. You will go and rest there from all the thoughts. Complete peace, complete calm, complete balance, totally thoughtless. You can stop all the thinking. Where thinking does not even exist. It is a bliss. I talk much more about this on my channel, obviously, that I dedicated to creating the life you want, the life that we all want, a good life. Which is not difficult, but it needs a huge reshuffle of the way we understand life, understand what life is, what we are, and so on and so on. It needs a basic reshuffle of these basic ideas about ourselves and about life. And once that is done, everything else is very easy. It all falls into place. This is from me for today. Stay on my channel. You can support my channel by the means that stated under each video, and by all means have a look at all the names I mentioned that also have great YouTube channels and videos to guide you. Take care. Bye-bye.